Alright, this is it. This is the actual Nintendo Fanboy 1988 whole rundown of his Q&A, of this Q&A. This Q&A is all him, all questions. And after this, if you guys want to send me questions, please send me only no more than 15. Not like a whole 7,000 questions. I don't mind the questions at all. They are awesome, but it's so hard to get through them and have you guys, your questions on the air. So please just send me no more than 15 after this. But you can't tell me I didn't do it, because I am doing it right now. This is my Q&A number 10 for Nintendo Fanboy. Everything his. Okay, if Edge never won Money in the Bank in 2005 and never cashed it in 2006 at the pay-per-view, what would it have been like for him? There will probably be no rated R era, none. He probably won't be as popular as he is now. It would be, I mean, I don't really think the rated R superstar era would have existed. If Steve Austin never won King of the Ring in '96 and stayed with the Ringmaster gimmick, how big would he be now? Not big at all. He'll probably work his way to the top, but he wouldn't be as beloved as he is right now as the best anti-hero ever in the Attitude Era. There might be an Attitude Era. I just don't think he will be the guy starring in it. I wouldn't be surprised if The Rock took his place. Well, if The Rock never debuted in WWF and in WCW instead, what would the WWF be like then? To be honest with you, during the Attitude Era, they had enough people to take his place, so it really would have been, it wouldn't have been horrible if he wasn't there at all. What do you think of Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie's feud in the fall of 2002 and early 2003? Meh, pretty much. Didn't really matter to me. Will Stacy Keibler ever return to pro wrestling in her life? No. Why would she? I mean, number one, she's doing very well in sitcoms, like when she was in Psych, as well as she's freaking dating George Clooney. She's fine. She doesn't really need to come back and damage herself like that. And besides, she was in Dancing with the Stars, which in my opinion is what made her a celebrity. So she really doesn't need to come back at all. Do you think Trish looks better with blonde hair or her current black hair she has now? Honestly, Trish is hot regardless. So even if she's with blonde or black hair, it doesn't really matter. She's going to still be hot. But I think that when she had blonde hair, she had a purpose for having her blonde hair, for being a vixen. But now that she's no longer with the WWE, she can do whatever she wants. What do you think of Giant Gonzalez? Have no idea who that is. Do you smoke weed? Nope. I don't. What do you eat for breakfast when you wake up? It varies. Sometimes I have cereal. Sometimes I have pancakes when I have that. Sometimes I make me eggs. Sometimes I get creative and make myself frittata. It all depends on how I'm feeling, pretty much. Let me see. What are your thoughts on Paris Hilton? Somebody that became popular over a sex tape. Pretty much. And she has enough money to pay my paycheck 1,000 times over. So I really have no reason to complain about her, because she's straight no matter what. Your thoughts on Stephanie Scott from Ant Farm on Disney Channel? I don't really watch Ant Farm, so I have no idea. Thoughts on Megan Fox? Do you think she's hot? Yeah, she's hot. And to be honest with you, she's the main reason why Transformers was popular. Just saying. Would you ever kiss a girl on the lips? I'll leave that to your imagination. What if you caught Vince McMahon break into your house stealing your stuff? I'd be like, dude, really? You're supposed to be a multi-millionaire. Why are you in my house stealing my stuff? Did things really go wrong? Did Linda divorce you and take everything you have? What? That's pretty much what I'll say to him, because my stuff is piddly compared to what he got. Thoughts on Britney Spears? I love Britney. I love Britney during that whole bubblegum pop era. So, and I still love her now. She still has great music that will forever stay with you. So I love Britney. What are your favorite Disney and Nickelodeon shows from today and the 90s? I mean, yeah, from today and the 90s. From the 2000s, I have to say Lizzie McGuire, because she started in the early 2000s for Disney. She will forever be one of my favorites. Nickelodeon had so many great shows. in the 90s. I have to say, All That was at its funniest when it was in the 90s. I think All That did start in the late 90s. No, it didn't. Guts. Guts is going to be my favorite because Guts brought out the whole, when the 99 Olympics came to Atlanta, I think that's pretty much around when Guts got started. So I love Guts. Guts will forever be my favorite. Well, I said that before, but still, it's going to be one of my favorites. What if John Cena got pissed off and swung at a fan? What would happen? Would he get away with it because he likes to, well, I'm not going to repeat all that. But no, John Cena's not going to get away with anything. Just like that, Randy Orton's not going to get away with anything. He is going to be punished. He's going to be punished hard. What do you think of the Miz when he first came to the WWE in 06? I love the Miz since he was on Real World and Road Rules. I love that guy. I mean, he was actually the Miz for his audition tape. The guy had charisma coming out of him when he was on his reality show, and I was happy to see him on Tough Enough. It was a shame he didn't win, but I was happy that he had enough that he had enough drive in him to continue to not give up and still be a wrestler. So I'm all for that guy. Have you ever seen any brutal matches in front of you? Have you ever seen any brutal fights in front of you? No. Do you have any pets? I did, but my dog passed away many years ago. Your thoughts on Nirvana, and if you like, your thoughts on Nirvana, if you like, and what are your favorite Nirvana songs? Can you sing them for me? As you can hear, my voice is definitely in not any singing stage, so unfortunately, no, I don't want to hurt you like that. But I have to say that Smells Like Teen Spirit is going to forever be the song that's going to be branded in my head. There's many other Nirvana songs that are out there, but Smells Like Teen Spirit is always awesome. And plus, it's the only one I can remember the title to. But there are many other Nirvana songs that I like. Let me see. Do you watch Power Rangers? I did. Power Rangers was my addiction. I watched it in Japanese, didn't really understand it, but then when it came to States, I became hooked. So yeah, I watched it. Have you ever watched Degrassi High from the late 80s and early 90s? No, I actually watched 15 in the late 80s. That was on Nickelodeon, one of the first dramas of its time, and I think probably the last. I never really got into Degrassi. I still don't get into Degrassi now. It's just far too dramatic. It's pretty much about sex and who's dating who. I mean, I guess from the episodes I saw, I really couldn't get into it. Have you ever dealt with racism in your life, and how did you react? And how did you react and handle the situation? Sorry if this offends you. No, I'm not offended. I haven't dealt with blatant racism. I had dealt with undercover racism, especially where I am. I'm in the South, so there is going to be some racism still around. I don't pay them any mind. They're going to say an undercover comment under their breath, especially when I'm in line at a Home Depot or at the grocery store. I just ignore them because they're just stupid. They're ignorant. They don't know. They probably know better. They're just ignorant. So I really don't pay them any mind. Have you ever watched any Drew Deals video on YouTube? No, I don't have any idea who that is. What are your favorite fruits? Apples, oranges, bananas, you name it. Any fruit that's out there is my favorite. What would you like better, dogs or cats? I like both. I like all animals. Would you ever date a woman? Okay. No, I wouldn't. If that answers your question. What would happen if John Cena and Randy Orton on a live episode of Impact made their debut, and that episode happened at the same time as Monday Night Raw, and Cena was scheduled to wrestle with Orton, but instead they showed up on Impact to cut a promo on Vince? And how would the WWE, you and friends react around the world? Meh, I really wouldn't care, to be honest with you. Actually, no, I take that back. I would be completely shocked and probably really crunk because I like it when the fourth wall is kicked down. So I probably would be really crunk. Vince would not be happy at all seeing his top guys with the enemy. So it will be interesting to see Vince's reaction and whether or not Raw is going to actually talk about it the next week. So yeah, I'm all for that. I'm serious. I would be crunk if I actually saw that. Do you think Lindsay Lohan well, I don't think that she's a dumb bitch, excuse my language, but no, I really don't think so. I think that she's just like any other child star. you know, she didn't have a chance to grow up, and she's going to have to, like, find her own way to grow up, and unfortunately she went down a tough path, and having your family be your people is probably the worst way to go, and unfortunately she suffered the same fate as a lot of child stars like her. Do you think any Disney star from now on will be an F up and a hot mess in the future like Lindsay Lohan? No. Well, honestly, if they allow them to be kids and allow them to grow up and get outside of their characters that they play at Disney, then I think that they'll be alright. And if their families are more like family instead of like people, they'll be fine too. Like, instead of more like their friends. I mean, your families can be your friends, but not to the point where they're like your friends' friends and they don't really be parents. It's if they actually have a strong family base, as well as possibly, you know, the actual company allow them to be kids, I don't think that'll be a problem at all. I think that they'll be fine. But even so, even if they do go down a bad road, we should lift each other up instead of bring each other down. That's how I see it. What would happen if Ryback from today went to WCW in the 90s with Goldberg there? And what would happen? And how would Ryback work from today? How would Ryback from today work in the Attitude Era? Ryback would pretty much be nothing in the Attitude Era, because the Attitude Era has so many phenomenal people that could literally take his place. So many people out there that had that kind of appeal, that kind of gimmick that you would love. There was so many gimmicks going on in the Attitude Era that he would just pretty much be drowned out. So I really don't think that he would make it. There were enough powerhouses around that time. So he would literally have to set himself apart and raise the bar high to get noticed. But WCW, he would be a great opponent for Goldberg. They will have really great matches together. So I think that that would be great if he was in WCW of the 90s at his prime. And honestly, if he was at WCW around the 90s when the feud was about to start, things were really picked up, in my opinion. Does your hair mess up when you get out of bed in the morning, and how do you fix it up? As you can see, yes, I have bedhead. It is flat because I had a wrap on, and I just got out of bed, honestly, to do this. So, yeah, it does mess up, and all I do is just pick it out, and sometimes it actually just falls the way it should be. What kind of shampoo do you use? Anything that has no sulfates in it. Have you witnessed someone being killed in front of you? Dude, what is with the morbid questions? But thank you for the questions, but they're pretty morbid. But, no, I haven't, and I would not wish it on anyone. Have you ever been attacked by the animal? Yeah, no. But, I mean, if it's your question for me, okay, no. Not at all. Have you ever played Shenmue on Dreamcast? I haven't played it. Well, actually, I have. I played a little bit of it because my ex actually got a Dreamcast imported to him from Japan. And, yeah, you will literally spend half your time searching for sailors. That's the whole purpose of that game. But it was phenomenal because of how it was linked with real time. If it was 5 o'clock in the States and the sun was going down, the sun would be going down in the game. So I thought that was awesome. That was the first time the real time was ever used. Okay. That is all your questions, Nintendofanboy1988. Now you can't tell me that I didn't do them. Alright guys, if you have anything that you want to send me, please send it to my YouTube inbox. Do not put it in the comments because I might not get them. And it has to be no more than 15 questions because I will not be able to get through all that within a certain time, because if I go over a certain time anyway, it would be hard to upload it. But anyway, I'm not going to go over anymore. But these are my questions for Nintendo Fanboy. If you have any questions for me, send it to my YouTube inbox with a 15 question maximum. That's it, maximum. So thank you guys so much. This is Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. Later.